ballpark.
What is up, guys? Welcome back. Episode 43 of the Bronx and Nothing podcast. And Kevin and I are super excited. The kids are getting called up. Super excited for that. I mean, Kev, I think you can move the Martian.
I don't know. That sounds like more like a dinosaur. I don't know the hell. Yes, sir. We are super excited. You don't even have to ask me how the fuck we feel. We know we are excited as hell. We've been calling for these guys to come up for a while. Yep. Man, the Martian is landing in Houston, of all places.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it after the series, because that happened a little bit after. What happened during the series that we got the announcement?
We got to talk a little bit about the series. We lost some guys. We'll talk about. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, but we'll keep it short.
Yeah. But for the series, Kevin, I mean, the Yankees took 3 out of 4 from the Tigers, which is good. Does it really mean anything at this point, Kevin?
No. And the Yankees still punt the last game of the series. I just want to put that out there.
Volpe with a 3-run homer in the last game, which was the only good part about the last game. Gleyber Torres not so great on the field. We could talk about that. That's been a conversation. Should he stay? Should he go? Extension? Just let him play it out next year. We'll talk about that. But any big takeaways from the series? Cole got the win on Wednesday.
That was nice.
Day game on. He didn't have his best stuff.
Clay Holmes almost fucks it up again.
Oh my God, Clay. Clay is shaky. Clay was shaky in game 1 and in game 2, but he looked good in game 4, which is encouraging, I guess. I don't know if he's gonna be the closer next year. I'm not sure how it's gonna work with Loaizaga. I see Loaizaga maybe getting 7 or 8.
Stuff, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he could be the closer going forward, but any
Johnny
big takeaways
Lasagna
from the series?
Well, I mean, Schmidt didn't have a horrible outing either. A little short, but normal, but no, I mean everything was. I mean, honestly, right now we were more worried, like listening about the rumors. Who are the Yankees gonna let go? Wells. I know the September call-ups. There was so much going outside of Yankee world during the series that you didn't even really pay much mind to it. And where the Yankees are right now, it's nothing. It's really nothing crazy.
Dude, that's how I felt with like Garrett Cole pitching. Like they announced the Martian, and then I was like, "Yo, Garrett Cole has a start, and he's going for the Cy Young in 10 minutes. Like we got to focus on that."
I know.
And then I kind of just focused up on the game, but I couldn't sleep, Kevin. I don't know about you. You know, we're big guys, big supporters. Jason Dominguez, Del Mio. He's gonna be landing in Houston. I'll be there. I'm super, super, super excited about that.
I'm jealous because we were gonna go together, and Judge got hurt. And I was going to go with my family. So I was like, do I really want to invest watching the Yankees in Houston with no Judge? Oof. I was like, I'm sorry, Mario, but I don't think so. I ended up taking a little extra time in Florida. That's why it took a little longer in Florida this time. But, man, this is why, I mean, sometimes you don't change your original plans. Mario, look at you. Mario was like, I'm going to hold on. They say he's going to be ready in July and this and that. I'm like, all right. I thought they were going to shut Judge down, but.
I'll take it, bro. I did not think they would actually call him up. I know there was rumors here and there about him possibly getting a call up. I mean, he barely played in AAA, it felt like. I felt like he was there for a week. He got AAA Player of the Week, and they're like, all right, Hal said, listen,
I know.
Call them all up. I need the stadium full.
It was like, damn, I got to drive out there now because you made it to Somerset. I couldn't make it, but I was going to go out to, I was like, now I can go to Scranton and really, I mean, I want to go watch Chap too before he leaves because, I mean, I think this is it for Chap. But yeah, so definitely I was just like, damn, that was quick. I mean, it felt like the momentum is just too big right now for them not to do it right now.
Listen, I think Pete said it the best. I'm sure you guys know Pete Simonetti from NYYU. He's just like, at this point, this is like extended spring training for the Yankees. They get a a head start on spring training, pretty much.
It's
you get
fall
the kids
workouts.
Up and you see. Sure. If you want to say that, I mean, you got 3 pretty good arms that they're gonna face, and in the regular season, the Astros, they love to beat us, and they're playing for something right now. They're in the thick of the wild card race, and they're trying to win the division still. I think they're tied for first or something like that. As we're recording this, I'm not sure if they're playing right now, but I believe they're tied for first. So I'm super excited to see. I mean, listen, Jason, I don't know where he's gonna hit in the order. We're excited about Wells, of course, but man,
So
Jason is
before
the
we get
guy.
that, hold on,
Okay.
because there were some releases that we
Yeah,
didn't
okay,
talk about.
we kind of breezed through the series, guys. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure you
I
guys don't
mean,
want to get that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody really wants. Besides, I'll say this: Glaber's hitting, I believe, 400 in August. He's flaming hot, as well as DJ LeMahieu,
I know you're happy about that.
which is good because listen, we have DJ is a Yankee for another 2 years, right? So
3 years, I believe. 3
yeah.
years.
So watching DJ hit like DJ now is refreshing and a relief because if the Yankees can get this DJ next year, we're in a lot much better spot because DJ was nowhere near, I believe, the last year and a half of what he's normally capable of doing. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
also
I don't think they're gonna go out and get a Candelario and a Bellinger like people are saying. I know there's been talks here and there like this can make the Yankees lineup this much better. I just don't know if they do that. Especially they still have Glaber and they still have LeMahieu, and nobody's taking on LeMahieu's money.
Well, the thing is that listen, we can get a little towards that. My bigger thing with Candelario is that I believe he can be cheaper option and you can get him for maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 years to be if there's somebody else the Yankees are really waiting for in free agency or seeing a prospect develop here and there. Because listen, I hate to say this right now, and I wish it could flip a switch next year. You know, you never know with these prospects. Peraza is not his bat. I don't know what's happening with his bat. His glove, I love it, and I can see him playing third. Okay. I know. That's what I'm saying. It can flip because his first 50 at bats last year were good. We're great, you know. But this year hasn't been there. But it can flip next year, like I said. But you don't want to bank on that. He may develop a little. I mean, maybe he needs an extra year, or he needs to be going up and down. You never know, right? You get Candelario. He's probably going to be not as cheap now because he's having a very good year. But I don't think he's going to be crazy expensive for a year or two. And then now you have that flexibility. If Jason is, we're going to see what Jason has now. If Jason and Pereira could wake up, then the Yankees may not go for Cody Bellinger. They just get Candy and call it a day. But with no Sevy either, that's pitching. The only reason why, Mario, is because, remember, it's a decision of the Yankees as well. Are they going to keep Glaber or not? If they're not keeping Glaber, I'm sorry, but it just makes sense to trade him, even in the offseason, because this is the hottest he's been.
And this is maybe one of the best years he's going to have in his career. I know last year he kind of had a down year, but the K rate is down. He's walking a ton more. And listen, this is just a fact with Glaber, right? His bat has been phenomenal this year. The Yankees' most consistent hitter, Judge, hasn't been in the lineup.
Yeah.
But he's an average defender.
He had one bad month. Look at his splits. Yes. He had one bad month, June. That's it.
Yes. Are you willing to deal with him being an average defender at second base? Is that something you want? Or do you think we need a better glove at second base? They'll move Peraza there. And you think Peraza is going to give you something close to what Glaber is going to give you offensively? No. That's the question. That's the question that you got to ask.
That's the Yankees have to ask.
You got to be one. And a lot of people saying, Glaber is not a winning baseball player. I mean, the guy's been pretty consistent offensively. Maybe the Yankees bring in somebody next year. I saw a couple of tweets about, bringing in a coach to have him work on, the defensive struggles, stuff like that. I don't know what they're going to do, but he doesn't need to be extended this offseason, by the way. He still has another year under control with the New York Yankees and then becomes a free agent after next season. So it's not like, I'm a guy where I'm like, extend Glaber. I'm a big Glaber guy, but you don't have to.
Listen, I'm on the extend Glaber train. I don't think you're going to get what he gives you at second base in the open market. I don't see anybody. Remember, Simeon's locked up. Altuve's like, there's only a certain amount of second basemen that are better than Glaber. It's just there. The facts are there. You want to argue defense and offense, that's even a shorter list. But when you're just talking about top second basemen in the league, there are not many that are better than Glaber. It's just you can sit there and you can argue whatever you want. You're gonna pull up his stats and see. You can't count the year. I mean, his worst year was the year he played shortstop, and he shouldn't have been a shortstop. That's clear.
And we all know this. By the way, so.
And now that his bat and he's found the groove, he's striking out a lot less. He's working inside the baseball, going to right field. Now he can maybe focus a little more on defense, and maybe he gives you a little more on defense. But I'll take average with an average defender with a great bat all day at second base, especially when the Yankees are pretty good, pretty solid defensively all around the field.
Also, you guys are gonna love him a ton more when we have a better lineup, we have better players, and he's not hitting 3, he's hitting 6. Because that's where you're like, wow, Gleyber Torres, in the 6 hole for the Yankees with that bat, the way he's hitting this year, he's gonna give me what, 28 to 30 bombs, OPS over 800. Where he's hitting like what, 260, 270 right now. I mean, that's a pretty good 6 hitter, top second baseman in baseball. I mean, that's something you can get excited for, but the Yankees really don't have to make a decision.
No, they don't.
On trading him, but somebody's got to get
I'm
traded
just
at this
saying
point.
because
You would think
this is his highest value at the moment, and from a business decision, it makes sense to do it in the offseason. Now, as a fan, no, obviously, I'm with you. We're always there going back and forth with people all the time about it. But yeah, man, he's hitting 270. That's better than Judge right now. So I mean, you can say what you want about it. I mean, not saying he's a better offensive player than Judge. Calm the hell down. It's all about his batting.
You're gonna get a lot of people upset about
Come
that.
on,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. Because Judge missed a big chunk. It's crazy because Judge would have won back-to-back MVPs. That's a story for a little later in the season. But yeah,
Let's
man.
get to our farewells.
Let's get to our farewells. Farewells. You can start with Shitty Skunk Mullet.
All right, listen. I know a lot of you guys didn't like JD. Attitude wasn't great on the field. Wish him the best of luck, man. He just got picked up by Milwaukee. He's in their system now, AAA. Milwaukee will be coming to the Bronx, I believe. Oh, next weekend actually. So he's gonna wanna come back to Yankee Stadium, hit a bomb, and go like this or something if he takes this deep. But
they'll still boo him.
Yeah, 100%. Kirshner, one of the Yankees beat writers, was like, "You think he gets the standing ovation from the fans or something?"
Hell.
And then people were commenting like a tribute video, because I'm sure you saw the stuff with Max Scherzer, Kevin. That Max Scherzer got a tribute video with the Mets. I think that was pretty funny. But let's get to the guy that me and you, we both like. Although Bader did struggle offensively, I met the guy. He actually signed his jersey for me, all right? So, listen, best of luck to Harrison in Cincinnati.
I'm glad
the Yankees.
I'm glad I bought this now. Very good.
The Yankee handled it very poorly. Him finding out on ESPN, I'm sure you guys have seen the video on Yes Network, on Twitter, everywhere. I mean, the way they handled it with that kid.
Well, they emailed the batting order remember last year with the playoffs, they emailed the batting order. He didn't know he was leading off and stuff like that. I mean, it seems communication is not something the Yankees care much about now. Internally, I guess. I know there were people lobbying saying there's not the responsibility of the organization to tell players that it got leaked when it shouldn't get leaked. Listen, you need to have people on there, even if he was in the lunchroom and it happened. As soon as you're about to do that, I don't think it takes much. I don't think it doesn't take much to pull the player aside right before you place him on waivers.
You got to think of the human. Yeah, you got to think of the human element.
Not only that, what he gave you.
Yeah, 100%. And listen, I understand. I think with me and you, Kevin, too, we thought the playoff run was going to be the player that he was going to be. We were like, man, this guy killed it in the playoffs. He came back, started hitting. And the stats are what they are. He wasn't great offensively this year. Couldn't hit righties. Pretty much was only dominant against lefties. And listen, we got a kid that was in AA, AAA for a little bit. Now he's coming to the big leagues. And this is a kid that can be – he's a 5-tool player, Kevin. He can be the next Dominican superstar. A lot of people were telling me, pump the brakes on this kid. And listen, I'm not saying he's going to come up, Kevin, and he's going to hit 300. He's going to hit a bomb out Verlander. Can he? Absolutely, because he has that in him. He has the it factor. Like, if you guys haven't seen Jason Dominguez play, listen, I saw him in Somerset. We've known this kid, Kevin.
Where else did you see him? Forgot our Tampa trip?
Yeah, our Tampa trip was special. A couple homers there. I mean, this kid, I don't want to hype him up too much. A lot of people are like, the Yankee prospects, you guys always hype him up, but I'm telling you, man, this kid's going to be special. I think Volpe's going to be a good player, but this kid has the potential to be one of the top players in the league. That's just the way I see it, Kevin. I don't know how you see it. Maybe I'm too excited because he's Del Omillo, Dominican, but I'm gonna be in there tomorrow, and I'm gonna lose my voice cheering for this kid, Kev. And I hope he takes Verlander deep, at least a base hit or walk, but a homer will be better.
I want to rock it at least to the wall double. I want like
Okay.
a who the fuck was this guy coming up like? So I mean, listen, it's crazy because as you know, we were hearing Hector Gomez came out with the sources first. Then me and you, Rye, Pete, we were all texting each other. I ended up knowing some people who know his family from Dominican Republic, so I reached out to them, and they did confirm that flights were booked for his mom. So at that point, I told Mario, yeah, it's confirmed. I just was trying to figure out if it was
New York or Houston?
Friday, yeah, if it was Houston or New York on New York Tuesday. But another person who I know knows his father, who's here in New York, and he said he's not making the trip during the conversation. So that made it clear that it was going to be in Houston. And I think I posted it, unfortunately, when that happened. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a reporter. I didn't say sources or anything like that. I just joked around with Dominicans always have
KC
sources.
Scoops. KC Scoops.
KC Scoops. That's a good one. But yeah, man. I mean, listen, it's great. I hope he has a good series because I know the Houston fans are going to troll us if not. But a lot of people were saying that Hunter Brown was going to be the next Verlander, and he doesn't look nothing like Verlander. I'm just saying that. So
Listen.
we have a lot of ammo if you guys want to start talking prospects. Look at your boy Framber now. I mean, look at your boy Javier. Look at a lot of guys who don't look Montero. Look at a lot of guys you guys were hyping up and not panning out right now. So
Kev, be careful because
I know
our
Javier's
Yankees
pitching.
team's not. Our Yankees team's not having the best year. We got Javier at Sunday Night Baseball, and it's like they're trolling us, Kevin. At this point, they want Jason Dominguez to be on the big stage. They want us, one of our worst teams in the past 30 years, maybe the worst team in the past 30 years that you've ever seen, Kevin. They want that team to be on Sunday Night Baseball. It should be interesting. We got Hunter Brown, I think, on Saturday, and then we got JV tomorrow night. We'll see what happens there. Any thoughts on Austin Wells? Oh, before we go to Austin Wells, I wanted to say this about Dominguez. He's gonna be a downgrade defensively from Harrison Bader. I'm sure you guys already know this. I'm sure if you guys have seen heard a little bit about the kid. Harrison Bader is a platinum glove in center field. That's not Jason Dominguez, but he'll get better. They had him in left field. They had him in center field. I believe the reports were that he is going to play center field, and Austin Wells is going to catch. Wells is going to be catching Rodon on Friday. Super excited about that.
And people complaining about his bat should not be complaining about his defense then, because you knew that Bader was a defensive first guy, and there are not many players who are better than Bader playing defense. That is in center field. That is just 100% facts, as the people say on the street. So also, there's a lot of hype between Dominguez, and I think rightfully so. I've met him in person because at one of his single A games, we went to watch it here in the Blue Claws in New Jersey, and I went to his last game, and they said he's not signing. Every day he's leaving, and that day he stopped, and people were telling him, "Jason, get on the bus," in Spanish. "Jason, let's go," and he stayed there. Mario, I sent you the video for an extra 5, 6, 7 minutes. Signing baseballs, and then after he left, I actually had to walk back because we lost something at the stadium. We were looking for it, so when we were walking back to our car, it was already almost everybody left. Jason had walked into the clubhouse, and I saw that because the buses are outside. So I went back with my son, and he signed he didn't have to, but he stopped and signed a baseball for my kid. So that being said, I met and besides that, his interviews, his poise, just by his pitch selection. And how many walks? Yes, he strikes out a lot, but he also walks a ton as well. So that is a good mix. What you don't want is a guy who strikes out a lot and doesn't even walk, with like Joey Gallo, for example, stuff like that. So there might be an adjustment period time for him, but he's been raking as of late. I know you had me pull up I have the numbers here for him. Jason in AAA is batting .419. Yes, it's only 9 games, and 31 at bats, but it's .419 with a .514 slug and 514 on base. But what really turns the wheel is in AA, he did start, because a lot of he did start batting, I believe, 170 the first 2 months, and he ended up batting 255 with a 365 on base, 367 on base. Sorry, in Double A. Like I said, he walks a ton. Also has 40 stolen bases. With to add with that. So what Jason Dominguez is gonna bring you is a switch hitting gap to gap guy right now because he does have pop. Trust me, he does have pop. But he's also 20, so the home runs will come more and more as he gets older. I truly believe this. Yeah, he's not hitting.
Listen, we all know that the playoff race is pretty much over at this point, right?
Wait, you're saying that, Mara?
Unfortunately, it hurts me to say. It hurts to say, but listen. On a serious note, at this point, you're gonna have to understand that a lot of you guys are like, "Let's play the kids. Let's play the kids." Jason Dominguez, he's probably not gonna start off, 6 for 12 in the series with 2 bombs. If he does, that's great. That's fantastic. He's gonna go through his struggles. He's gonna be facing elite pitching in Houston, a place he's never played before. The crowd's gonna be loud, right? He's getting his feet wet, and hopefully next year. Now there's no doubt he should be the starting center fielder next year for the New York Yankees on opening day, without a doubt. Now, unless they go out and they make a big trade and he's in left field, they move him to left field, maybe that's a possibility. But from what we hear from reports, he's the Yankee center fielder. He's gonna be playing center field for the rest of the season. With Bader gone now, picked up by the Reds. And listen, it's exciting. It's an exciting time. You got the kids up like everybody wanted. Me and you wanted it, Kevin. Every Yankee fan wanted it. We have it now. And listen, it might not be meaningful games, but they can still play spoiler. They got Houston. They got Milwaukee. They got Boston. They got Toronto. They got Arizona. And they got Toronto again. They can play spoiler. And I'm sure these kids would love to. Their first month in the big leagues, Jason Dominguez hitting a homer in Toronto. Imagine that. So, I don't know, Kev. Exciting times.
Yeah, Baltimore played spoiler last year. So, I mean, and they got pretty hot last year in the end there, and they play a little spoiler ball there. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with us doing it this year, A lot of people say that they're still not afraid of the New York Yankees, and I understand it because to an extent it does look like – because me and you argued this in the beginning of the year about running it back. It seemed like we were running it back. Now, watching the kids and being excited over the offseason of now they know they have to make changes because, honestly, the reports I'm getting is that it looks like Boone's going to stay here and Cashman, even though I know we can talk about that later. But that being said, if they stay, major moves have to happen to this lineup no matter what. So we have to add another 1 or 2 pieces or get ready for Soto in another year, which I prefer to be 100% ready next year and add Soto to that team the year after if that's the case. Because remember, Judge turned 31 this year. You can only really bank on, due to history, is Judge being Judge for another 3 or 4 years, max 100%. 4. Now, hopefully he ends up like Nelson Cruz, where Nelson Cruz still at 37, 38 was hitting 38, 40 bombs. So maybe we get some of that, Judge. I'll love it, but you don't see it as much. But Judge is a different guy. I mean, he works hard, man. As much as people hate him for not being Derek Jeter, not being a vocal guy, I've never seen a guy who works as hard as Judge. And people talk about being the first guy in the clubhouse, being the last guy in the clubhouse, treating the guys right and when it comes to his teammates. So that all goes a long way, too. You don't have to be a vocal leader, and some people may not. And you don't know. Everybody leads a different way. I believe Judge leads with his bat. Exactly. Yep. I believe Judge leads with his offense. When Judge is on, is when his team is great.
100%. They're 2 different players, Kevin. I think once Judge wins a ring is when he'll really be loved by all Yankee fans. Yeah. A lot of Yankee fans love him already. He's the captain. But there's some fans that don't see him as a winner. Doesn't have great, numbers in the postseason. So once he wins, I think that every Yankee fan will love him just like they love – not like they love Jeter, but they'll love him as the captain. But until then, a lot of fans ask questions. Is this guy not clutch or whatever? Does he talk to the guys at all? Seems like the clubhouse wasn't too in it at some points this year. Guys were dogging it. So, I mean, we'll see. Listen, the kids are coming up. Austin Wells behind the plate with Rodon on the bump in Game 1 against Verlander. I know you're going to be on with Pete. Guys, check that out. You guys always kill it. Pete always kills it during the live stream. Go check that out.
Hold on. You're going to be live.
I'll
So
be.
you're
I'll
gonna
be in
be
Houston.
live. So make sure
Yeah.
a lot of Martian content. Aguacate power. By the way, that's something that Jason says a lot. Aguacate power. That's why I always put a Martian with an avocado. So aguacate is avocado in Dominican. But that being said, Mario, you're gonna be live in Houston. I'm gonna be
I'll be in
live
Houston.
in game season with NYYU. My guy Pete Simonetti. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? We're gonna be covering the Martian debut, and hopefully there's some good sauce, man. It's Verlander against Rodon, right?
Pray
Game
for me,
one.
Kev. Yep.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Mario. If the Martian takes Verlander deep, my screen might shut off.
Okay, if that happens, I already told everybody I'm not coming out of there
This
alive.
is listen, and this is what I mean about being a Yankee fan. Rodon hasn't pitched great this year. He's looked great. He looked better in his last two starts. He had his best whiff rate his last game, correct? This is his best game of the season. If he comes out and shuts Houston down in 6 innings, right? Gives you 6, no runs, nothing. He shuts them out. And the kids make noise. I'm telling you, the fans will be ecstatic because this is what we're looking forward to. And this is what it should have been because a lot of people asked for this earlier. And yes, injuries happen. We get it. That being said, we also get Sevy in game 2 against their guy, Hunter Brown. Sevy's looked a lot better lately, too. I would love to see some Sevy ALCS. Let me hype the series up. I get it.
You're cool. You're a Kool-Aid drinker right now.
Hold on.
You're like me. You're the Kool-Aid drinker.
Because this is we're playing spoiler now, right? Imagine the Yankees win the series, man. Oh man. Oh, the tears in Houston.
They're still gonna say ALCS. Let's just take
I don't
it
care.
a game by a game.
It's 2023. We ain't talking about. You don't like us to say 27 rings, right? Let's talk about this year, even though we're in last place. But go ahead, Mary.
Nah, I'll be tweeting from Houston, Kevin. You're getting me fired up, man. I got a migraine recording this, Kev. I gotta be up in 5 hours for my flight. Drive to LaGuardia.
I told you don't sleep, bro. Just don't sleep.
But I'll take a nap. I'll be all right. But listen, anything else you gotta say, Kevin?
Nah, man. Good luck to Marciano. Good luck to the kids. Let's turn it up. Let's keep playing. Let's play Yankee baseball.
The heart on your shoulder. Yeah,
exactly. Come on.
Play with some energy, bro.
We're still the New York fucking Yankees. Let's fucking go. All right.
And listen, beating us means something. I want to say that because people love to beat us. Still, they love. I've been getting it in school the whole week. I'm back in college. I've been getting it at school.
Boston fans still talk
special.
of shit about, and I never listen. I never talked shit last year when we beat, like when the Boston was in last place and shit like that. Because what's the point? You know, right? Just like Lau, whatever the hell said. Oh, they're last place. They're adding a lot of shit. They're talking a lot of shit when we don't talk shit when we're up there. We don't.
Yo, keep kicking us when we're down.
Nestor might have been the only guy who said some shit.
Yeah.
That's one guy. I'll give you that. But then nobody talks like Manoah, Vladdy, those other guys. Now Lowe's are getting added. A lot of guys are getting added to that list. It ain't gonna be fun when the Martian and Judge come to your town.
That's all I gotta say. Listen, guys. Thank you for watching episode 43 and listening to episode 43 of the Bronx Nothing podcast. We'll be back. We're gonna record on Monday. The game's super late on Sunday. I fly back Monday morning, so we'll get the episode out. I think Tuesday before the Detroit series. Stay tuned for that. Like we said, check out game season. Excuse me. Check out game season with Kevin and Pete tomorrow night.
How you doing?
Should be a good one. And listen, man, just kids, do your thing, man.
Who's going out there with you? Who's going out there with you? Johnny Lasagna
and Joey.
And Joey, DJ the back. Yeah. DJ L back. He's back.
Yep.
Hey, tell him to wear DJ LeMahieu's jersey every single day when he's out there. All right, he probably will. That being said, shout out to your guys. Bring the W. Let's go. Two
at least, bro. That place is. We don't play well there, but we'll see what happens. But like we said, man, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. See you next time. Take 2 out of 3 in Houston, man. Surprise us. Why not?
Why not?
Do it. See you guys.
Adios.